We must stop the production of new clones if we are to win this war. I am a hero of
heroic cyborg General Grievous.
Grievous is not cruel, Grievous is not malicious. Actions of Grievous are heroic as a fact. It doesn't.
These intense. I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Hey guys, it's General Grievous Hero, the factual Clone Wars, and today on this video we're going to be talking about people tend to think General Grievous is an in quotation villain when Grievous is a hero, and it's a fact. And the reason why we're talking about this is because a lot of people and idiots tend to think Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars Canon is some in quotation villain when Grievous is not this villain at all. And we're going to be talking about two main reasons why people think that. And the first reason is General Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars The Clone Wars is portrayed as the in quotation villain. Now, everybody, well not everybody, because you know there's still some dumb and idiotic people that think Grievous is some in quotation villain, but most people that are smart know Grievous is a heroic character in Star Wars The Clone Wars, but he's portrayed as this in quotation villain. So, like I already said in previous videos, I'm not going to stick on this topic again on there too long, is just because you're portrayed as a in quotation villain or hero does not mean that is how you are in general. And like I tell people, just because Grievous' heroic character is portrayed as some in quotation villain does not mean he's a villain. Portrayals aren't facts. Portrayals are just things, and then they're not the truth. So that's all I have to tell people, like, just because Grievous is a heroic character because he's doing heroic actions, he's a misunderstood hero because he's portrayed as an in quotation villain does not mean he is a in quotation villain. Remember that. Just because he's portrayed does not mean it's true. Portrayals aren't truth. So always remember that. Second, another reason why people tend to think Grievous is some in quotation villain is because of Legends Grievous. Legends Grievous does not exist no more. Legends Grievous, yes, he was this villainous character who committed genocides on innocents, much like the Jedi he hates. But you can go check that out in the other video, link in the card right now. I already talked about Canon Grievous hero versus Legends Grievous villain. So I'm not going to stick on that topic too long, but people tend to think Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars Canon is some in quotation villain because of Legends Grievous' original purpose and design, and which I already explained in there. Just because the original intent for Legends Grievous was this villain does not mean Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars The Clone Wars has to be some in quotation villain in another series just because, because it's of the original Legends design, which is not facts to Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars Canon. So that's another dumb reason why people continue to think Grievous is some in quotation villain when Grievous is a hero, and it's a fact. People. And then the third reason, which is the most bizarre and stupid one, is they try to use non-canon games and sources to prove their points. And what I mean by non-canon sources and games to prove their points is basically Battlefront 2 and Lego Star Wars. Yes, idiotic people, you tend to use Lego Star Wars and Battlefront 2 as sources to prove Grievous' heroic character is some in quotation villain, which is so far-fetched and false. And the reason why it is because, like I said, those are non-canon games. So yes, they can say Grievous is an in quotation villain in there when Grievous' character is heroic in the Star Wars canon. Battlefront 2 has nothing connected to canon. The game, the story itself is canon, but the characters and the random events of the battles of Kashyyyk and Kamino, all that stuff, that's not canon to Star Wars at all. And the characters in there, they're just thrown. So yeah, they can call Grievous an in quotation villain, but that does not mean, Grievous a hero is an in quotation villain because, they try to connect it. Battlefront 2 is the evidence. Battlefront 2 is non-canon. Repeat. Battlefront 2 is non-canon, and Lego Star Wars is non-canon, so it's using that as evidence to try to say Grievous' heroic character in Star Wars The Clone Wars is some in quotation villain. Now you're just being really stupid and really retarded trying to find non-canon sources to prove evidence. Like I said, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga trying to classify Grievous as some in quotation villain. That's not even evidence to prove Grievous' heroic character in the canon is some villain, because remember, Grievous is not a villain because he's not cruel or malicious. And this is another thing. all these people that tend to think Grievous is an in quotation villain, he doesn't even fit the definition of a villain. He's not cruel or malicious, or he's not involved in wickedness or crime. Grievous is doing heroic actions, and that's just the facts. Not, oh, my so-called opinion, because there's no evidence of Grievous being so-called cruel, because you can't find it. Grievous' heroic actions of torturing you off is not cruel. It's called heroic revenge, because he's killing and getting revenge on people, villains who have did him wrong in the past. So therefore, that is not so-called cruel. It's the definition of heroic revenge, because it doesn't matter what any means necessary. So it is still heroic revenge. So therefore, you can't say, oh, that's so-called cruel. Again, there's no malicious. Grievous is not evil. He's not malicious at all. Like, where in the world are you getting that? So like I said, again, people are really stupid. They like to think this nonsense because they think they're so factual. They think they're so right, but really they're just wrong and stupid and need some mental help. But yeah, that's why people continue to think Grievous is some in quotation villain. But like I told you before, Grievous is a hero, and that is the facts. He's the definition of a hero. So like I said, you can go check that video out, link in the card right now. That's just what it is, people. Don't listen to what people try to say by trying to say he's a in quotation villain, because that's what they tend to think because of biased portrayals. What you're trying to portray Grievous' real character as some sort of villain. That is not true. So biased portrayals, Legends Grievous, and non-canon sources. All that does not mean Grievous is an in quotation villain. Stop it, wake up, look at the facts, which are the actions. Grievous is officially a hero because of his heroic actions, not because of words of Dave Filoni or Lucasfilm. No. Anyway, that's all General Grievous here, the Factual Clone Wars has to say. Like, subscribe, share if you're new, and you already know General Grievous here, the Factual Clone Wars' famous Star Wars quote, "I've been looking forward to meeting you. And remember, I am not a villain just because some people try to call me an in quotation villain. Get that out of your head." Anyway, have a nice day, y'all. Always remember that Grievous is here. That's a fact and not an opinion. Keep it factual and keep it real, y'all. I'm out.